My name is Malik Ali, and we will be looking at culture change in the process or organizational intervention levels. So what exactly is culture change? Well, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it is a modification of a society through innovation, invention, discovery, or contact with other societies. The purpose of culture change is to change an existing culture that may not have been achieving the organization's goals into a culture that embodies everything the organization desires and strives for. So how exactly is culture change used in the workplace? Well, Tim Coupler of TLNT says it can be done in 9 steps. Step 1, evaluate your current culture and performance. Define your critical performance priorities. Step 2, clarify your initial vision. Define your vision for improving results with only 1 or 2 of the performance priorities from step number 1. Step 3, clarify values and expected behaviors. The align process. Step 4, clarify strategic priorities. Step 5, engage your team in defining SMART goals. Step 6, clarify and track key measures. Step 7, maintain a management system for priorities and goals. Step 8, manage communication habits and routines. And lastly, step 9, build motivation throughout the process. Now let's look at the good and the bad of culture change in the workplace. Let's begin with the cons. The cons of culture change in the workplace can start with the morale of the employees. The employees are the ones that are mostly going to be affected by the change. There will be a lot of pressure on employees to make sure that the change is successful and that not much resistance is met. Step 2, inefficiency and mistakes. When culture change is being implemented, that means there's new processes and new procedures that are being implemented as well, and this can mess up the efficiency of culture change and of the workplace and can create mistakes in the workplace. And lastly, expenses. With any change, there will be expenses, whether that be in time, whether that being funds. Expenses will be required, so the company has to make sure that they're ready for expenses. Now let's look at some pros. It has a scope for growth. This simply means that your company is growing and there's a vision for growth. Adaptability amongst employees. Culture change almost forces adaptability amongst employees. And adaptability in the workplace is something that is not only needed but wanted. It also forces creativity. It makes you think outside of the box. It makes you think of things that maybe weren't being evaluated before. And lastly, it means that progression is being made. This is the last pro. It means that your company is seeking and is improving. Now let's apply culture change. You are the owner of a company that currently is not doing very well. This company has been falling down the charts in production and efficiency. You do a detailed and intensive look at other companies that have had recent success. You decide that the culture you currently have within the company isn't a winning culture and that the company at the top of the charts does have a winning culture. You, the owner, then decides to change the value, procedures, and processes of the company. This would be an example of culture change. Let's look at example 2 of culture change. Culture change in my societies as people are giving importance to the changing values and beliefs. However, last week I was with my friend. She is from the family who do not allow the women of their home to go out for jobs. She was restricted by her family. Consequently, from the culture change of the society, when her family noticed that other girls are earning good money and thus the living status affected, they also allow her to do the job of her choice. And she was happy. At the end of the day, culture change is simply changing what you have because it isn't producing a result and changing it in order to produce the result that you seek.